Hey Riley Besties, it's Anna and welcome back to the Writing with Anna new podcast where we talk about all things writing. In today's episode, I am actually going to be letting you in on kind of my thoughts and my own sort of ideas about publishing and if I will literally ever publish. And I am going to be exposing just kind of my thought process and how I've kind of evolved in my thought of actually publishing my work perhaps in the future and what that might look like for me. And yeah, I'm really excited because I haven't really talked too much about publishing or even ever on my channel. And I know it's quite serious, and that's why honestly you're gonna see as I talk about it in today's episode, but just I don't know, my evolution of my thought process around publishing, because initially I didn't even want to publish anything. It wasn't even a thought that came to me, but of course we're going to be getting into that right now. Okay, so the question is basically, will I ever publish my books? And I remember getting asked this question on by my friend Tiana, and we kind of had a podcast episode. It was kind of on her podcast, and she's like, "Oh, Anna, will you ever publish your work?" And I I had never been asked that question. I'm not sure if it's maybe because my writing's not that good, or maybe just because it's never really crossed my mind. I don't know what it was, but I just kind of just thought, what? Publishing? No. And when I was explaining my answer to her, I kind of realized that yeah, publishing has not crossed my mind at all. And it's kind of interesting because I think I honestly just love writing so much, and I guess that's where my thought process went to, is that yeah, I don't really need to publish my work. I don't really need to show the world my work because I just love the art of writing, and that's as simple as it gets. However, upon reflection, even me just kind of reflecting right now, I've kind of seen how it's changed and how my kind of perception of publishing and kind of understanding that, hey, maybe my writing is good, or hey, maybe this is something that I can actually do. And hey, yes, of course, I love writing, but why would I write unless I share it with the world and inspire other people? Because that's really what I want to do. And I'm like, why did I ever not think about publishing my book ever? So, what happened? How did my thought kind of change? And I guess it is evolving. And right now, I'm kind of just seeing how my writing is going, and it's turning from inspiration and just as a hobby into an idea of becoming a career. And I've known all my life I want to be a writer. I know now that I want to be a writer, but do I want to be an author? A published author? That's a completely different thing to me, because writing, of course, is just an art, it's just a hobby. But becoming an author, that's a job. And that sort of jump kind of scares me, even thinking about it right now. So honestly, publishing seemed so far off when I was kind of starting writing and starting my authortube channel. It seemed like something that I will never ever get to, something I didn't even need to worry or think about. But now so many things have changed, and I've gotten inspiration, and I've reflected upon why my mindset was like that. And I'm excited to share with you kind of what that was. So honestly, I think my parents honestly have such an influence over me in my writing. I haven't talked too much about my personal life or whatever, but I definitely know also just generally that there's a stigma around writing and becoming an author, that it's not a real job, that it's hard to get big, and it's hard to get on that New York bestsellers chart, and it happens to no one, so don't even try. That's the idea that's been inbuilt in my brain. So I've always thought that kind of, and I guess my parents had reaffirmed that sort of belief, that writing to me should only just be a hobby and never should ever be thought of as a career, because Anna, you'll be stupid then, you're naive. That is where I was kind of getting manipulated into that idea, and that's why I never thought of publishing. I just thought, oh, it's just a hobby, it's just something I like to do. But no, it can be something more, and I think allowing myself to understand that it can be something more, and that I have the potential that if I allow myself to work hard and stop thinking about writing as something that it's just something to do in my spare time, that I can actually work towards and improve, and being conscious of that, it is entirely possible. And I think also reaffirming the fact that I wasn't able to choose really what degree I really wanted to do. And I guess it's too late now to change. I'm studying law, if you didn't know, and kind of my parents helped me, I guess, made me do it, to the point where, yeah, I need to do law to make them happy. And it's just something also financially, and they want to just protect me in that. But still, I really wanted, my dream 2 degrees, because I'm studying a double degree, would have been business and would have been creative writing and arts. But that to them is failure or something. I'm not too sure, but that's why I study law now. I don't want to be a lawyer, basically. I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to be a writer and a content creator now. And it's interesting how quickly that's changed. And of course, it's just a backup plan now. But I talk a lot about that in a podcast episode that's going to go out very soon, by a few other people. I'll definitely link it and kind of show you guys where you can listen in. But I talk a lot about that. But yeah, I guess that's kind of how my idea sort of, shifted in terms of how I've realized that, hey, it is a career, and it can be a career. And also the second part to that, upon reflecting on how my idea has changed, is seeing other people achieve it. And honestly, the two main people, especially I think young writers, are Alex Aster and also Chloe Gong. I've seen their TikToks. They're beautiful, amazing lives, and how they've just been able to be a writer at such a young age, and it's been possible for them, even though they've tried so hard. And I know it's so inspiring, but still, it shows me that it is possible. And honestly, it gives me so much excitement that could be me. And I know it's, I guess, naive, and I know it's kind of, I don't know, how will I ever amount to that sort of thing? But I think, I don't know, it's so hard to explain. I think of it as if, becoming an author, and of course, anyone who writes, I guess, will become an author and wants to become an author. But I kind of think of, this sort of idea of, honestly, I don't know where my mind is going, but stick with me. I used to think things were impossible, basically. I used to thought things just couldn't happen because they wouldn't and they shouldn't, sort of thing. For example, I hate living here in Australia because it's just far away from everything. I hate the weather. I hate how boring it is. Of course, I've lived here my whole life. It's probably probably a beautiful country to everyone else. But to me, I've always wanted to live in Europe. And that idea always seems so impossible to me. But how possible is it for me to get on a plane and simply fly there? It is literally possible. I don't know why my brain just tells myself it's impossible. You'll never get to Europe. You'll never live there. When literally it's physically possible. It's physically possible. And I guess that's the same sort of ideology, and I'm trying to shape my brain and retrain myself to think, yeah, anything is possible. What I want can, become my reality if I really try. And it's just so difficult sometimes when you have the world against you, your parents against you, all these ideas and expectations and just voices screaming at you when you just want what you want. And you want to believe that what you want is valid. That is, oh my gosh, this is completely such an amazing episode. I felt like I got a lot of stuff off my chest, but oh my days. I hope some of you maybe relate to this, but basically the answer to the question, am I going to get published? Will I get published? Will I ever publish? Is yes. Yes. And I'm not going to say I hope so. I'm not going to say maybe if I get the, opportunity. No. I'm going to say yes because I'm going to try. And if I try and fail, then I'll try again. And I hope this inspires you. Yeah, just to kind of understand that your little dreams are actually bigger than you think, but that doesn't mean that they're more impossible or more far away or more unattainable. No, that just means that you're going to want it even more. So your dreams are valid. You wanting to be an author and get published and get onto that New York sellers list and be able to make cute little TikToks like Alex, Asta, and like, little book deals and going to Target and like signing her little book. Like that can be you. It is possible. It is possible. It's possible, guys. It's possible. So, yes. I guess I said all that I wanted to say. Thank you so much for listening in. Truly, I love you guys so, so much. And it really does mean so much that you actually support me, which is ridiculously ridiculous. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But thank you so much, for listening. And I just want to remind you that your dreams are valid, and writing as an art, as a hobby, as a career, it's whatever you want it to be, really. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.